Alright, looks like we got a game, guys. Whoops, there we go. I think we got GGR versus the unnamed team in the first round. Because that's the game that's starting, or looking to start at least. So I'll get these things like set up correctly. So we have the team names. Get this on full screen, and then we get into our first game. Whoa, excitement! Get hype. So these guys are inside. Let's see. So that's GGR. Versus TUT. There we go. Yeah, we got 6 teams, sorry. There we go. So you got this little reference. So looking at the team composition that GGR is picking for themselves, I'm really doubting their ability. It's on Ghost Reef, so Ghost Reef is kind of poke heavy. It's either really pokey or really death ball-y. So it looks like they're really going for the death ball feel here. With the Margrave, Zendora, and the Trip, so they might be rushing into people, and Xeno and Canyon, which is indeed is gonna be used for mainly zone control and getting the slowest people, making it possible for Margrave and Trip to catch up people. So that's going to be exciting. Only range damage here is going to be back hit, so that's the point I'm doubting here. So especially against the matchup of the unnamed team, which is HK, Mozu, Charnock. It's a lot more poke with the pick potential of Trip and Margrave. I like unnamed team composition much better. So definitely has more potential of poking down and then picking off, but that's what kind of the dynamic is on Ghost Reef. So you get someone low, then you can send your assassins in to clean up. So we'll see how GGR manages this. So going into the creature loadouts here, the creature setups, we see a Cerberus on A, probably a Cyclops gonna be on B because the unnamed team has no super jump, and a Bloomer on C, obviously, which is for the sustain. And GGR opting for a very aggressive play on E. Margrave jumping in, getting on the HK with the range follow-up. Zendora is really close. Are they going to be able to pick up the HK that quickly? Margrave taking a lot of damage and has to back out. They did get the HK, but Zendora is traded in return. So it was very aggressive. We see Totok really low, sliding away. Right, Proteus is still very deep and still in trouble. GGR did get ahead because eventually, because they picked up Charnock as well somewhere. Didn't notice that. So GGR eventually getting that 10 barrel lead up. Camping around the corner now, watching for a name team to go. And they're just gonna go back on the Margrave, taking a lot of damage on the service here. But you see here, the lack of the range damage is really hurting them. They only have the back hit, and they can't really do damage on the people that are called out. Even though they did get the Margrave in the end, they still lose another, and maybe have the potential to get picked off in return. So they did even kill the Trip. So GGR coming out ahead, definitely. Yeah, it's looking like GGR is gonna be playing really aggressive here with the composition. Especially they just have to run into people because they can't afford to sit around and take poke and take damage for forever. So they get the push. Opt for a pretty fast upgrade here while the rampage is going down. That's a really great upgrade timing. You don't really have anything to do right now, but wait for the Guardian to attack. So might as well upgrade, use that time effectively. And then group up, get positioned well for the wound. Because this first wound is not usually that hard to take on Canyon. So Margrave going really deep, taking a lot of damage from the AoE from the Charnock here. And now they're gonna get it. Faculator gets picked off in the back. And GGR will get the wound, but how do they get out? Which is a really large question. Because that's when you're the most vulnerable. You get Zandora and Margrave eventually get picked off. But you're the most vulnerable when you just get off a wound. And that's when you give up a lot of power to the enemy team. So you really gotta work on escaping effectively. And don't overcommit. Unnamed team now pushing on the C with the lead they got. And getting some damage on the Bloomer. It's still in combat. I'm not really sure how they're actually committing for that. ODK getting really low to the right side here. Has to watch out he does not get caught by an unnamed team. Of course, going in for the slam, but misses, unfortunately. We see ODK still super low, eventually getting picked off. I'm not sure, he was far in the back with really low health, so it's always a dangerous position. Now jump on to HK, getting quite a bit of damage down, but not enough to pick him off. Margrave now correctly peeling off the trip from his back hit, which is incredibly important for them, keeping their only ranged hero alive. It's going to be paramount for them to actually get consistent DPS. ODK dodging the Margrave. Now HK walking up. Zandora ult getting popped. HK is taking in quite a bit of damage there, but nowhere enough to actually pick him off. Margrave focus going down on the creature, and then back at focus onto everyone of team, the unnamed team there. Coming off with a 4-for-1 trade actually off of the back of some well-placed focuses. Eventually getting the push for themselves. So the second wound on Canyon is much harder to take than the first one, because it's all the way back. You really have to work hard and position yourselves correctly and in time to get there, and still be able to do a lot of damage, especially with kind of high shields like this one. So Margrave jumping in on the Wilder, trying to get some picks before the wound, trying to distract for Zenobia and Trip to get on the wound already. Margrave is still trying to peel. They don't have the back hit on the wound, which is painful, but they should still be able to do quite a bit of damage. Unnamed team is actually just kind of letting their wound go and chasing the rest. While I don't necessarily disagree with that, because they might be able to push really hard for C now, maybe kill that even. But Trip and Zenobia both survived, so I think Unnamed team definitely got the shorter end of the stick here. They lost the wound, only got 10 power lead in return, so they might have committed too hard for the kills while their wound was going down. Definitely, it can absolutely be a strategy to go for kills, but you need to be able to peel the people off the wound, which they weren't able to do. So they committed too many people to actually killing. Another engagement going down in the middle. Invisible Trips getting chased by GGR right now. But she got away. Margrave now jumping on the 4 people and an upgraded Cerberus. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. With the Margrave focus, hitting their up. Margrave going down, Charno going down, Trip going down, damn. It's actually going real fast. That turned out super well for GGR eventually. As they jumped on the 4 people with the upgraded Cerberus, and they lost no one there. It was hard to see how the rest actually got picked off, but then maybe they weren't all healed up. They took a lot of damage from the Margrave. Really risky play from GGR that's paying off. So now, is GGR going to be able to finish out the match? Definitely if Unnamed team is running in, losing a couple people, then the wound's gonna go to GGR. Margrave bugging out on the Guardian. Wound's taken very low already, and is taken down to GGR for the shutout. So that was a really fast game. Damn. Well, good shit, GGR. Let's see, in review. They played super aggressive. It was, I think, they just slammed against against the unnamed team here, and just won the fights. And I think that's what they should have done. They should have been taking the risks, but I think the initial team composition was flawed enough that this would have been exploited against the better team. So unnamed team really not playing to their win conditions, which just poking and picking basically, which is unfortunate, but it's not to be expected from. There's nothing else to be expected from a new team. I hope they stick around. Hope they don't lose confidence so much that they fall apart. So let's see if the. Well, there we go. We still have the Mad game coming up. Looks like.